What's up, everybody? My name is Key Air, and you are watching the important things that really matter. We're going to go into the last section of the child support hustle. And this part of the child support hustle, we're going to be talking about the bachelorette party. You're probably asking yourself, what does the bachelorette party have to do with the child support hustle? It has everything to do with the child support hustle. But before we go into it, would you please like, would you please share, and would you please subscribe, because I'm trying to get this channel to grow, and I'm providing some very, very useful, very, very important information that can end up saving you thousands of dollars and also saving you a lot of pain and suffering also too. All right, please like, please share, and please subscribe. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate you. So the child support hustle / bachelorette party. What happens on some of these bachelorette parties? Basically, everything happens at these bachelorette parties. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was telling him about this video of a particular woman's bachelorette party. And so I was telling him, I said, man, you will not believe what happened on this video that I saw that had taken place at this fiance's bachelorette party. So I began to tell him, I was like, man, I watched the video. The video was showing about a room full of women. They had to been about, it looked like it had to been somewhere about 30 or 40 women. It could have been 40 or 50 women in this particular room. And it was a bachelorette party. And so anyway, you start seeing these guys, these male strippers that came out. And these male strippers, you might as well say, were completely naked. And they were going around the women. Like I said before, it had to be anywhere from 30 to 50 different women at this bachelorette party. So the male strippers, they must have had somewhere around about 4 to 6 male strippers at this particular bachelorette party. So anyway, the male strippers were going around. They would just walk up to a woman completely naked. They were videotaping everything. Do you hear me? They were videotaping everything. Who's a complete stranger. One part of the video was showing the woman who was the fiance. The fiance is the woman that's going to get married the next day. They videotaped everything. The fiance, she was laying on the floor on her back. One of the male strippers were on top of her, while the other male stripper was videotaping her on the floor, on her back, with this other male stripper on top of her. The other guy is videotaping everything. So, and I'm saying to myself, this woman's about to get married the next day, and the male stripper is on top of her. So, anyway, they're having situations where you may have a white woman and a white man, and 9 months later, after they're married, they go into the delivery room to have a baby, and the baby will come out a black baby. Well, the reason why this white woman and her white husband had a black baby was because at the bachelorette party, she got pregnant by one of the black male strippers. That's how she got pregnant. This is the reason why you want to be very, very careful when your wife or your girlfriend goes to bachelorette parties. You'll see some women, they'll be happy as I don't know what to go to bachelorette parties, because they know what they're going to do when they get to the bachelorette parties. And this has everything to do with the child support hustle, because not only could the fiance get pregnant by one of the male strippers at the bachelorette party, any number of the other 30 or 40 or 50 women that were there could have also been impregnated by one of the male strippers there. Guy I used to work with. I was telling him this story about what I seen on the bachelorette video that I had saw. And the guy told me, he was like, he's seen it for firsthand himself. So I say, what do you mean you've seen it firsthand yourself? He said that one of his relatives were catering a bachelorette party, and one of his relatives needed some help. So as he was helping his relative to cater this bachelorette party, and this is local, he told me he watched everything that went on that was there. So he was in the kitchen, and I don't know if you notice or not, but whenever there's a kitchen, there's a little diamond-shaped window on the door of the kitchen. The reason for the diamond-shaped window to the door of the kitchen is so that people coming and going out of the kitchen looks through the window to see if anybody's coming, so that they don't run into each other. Somebody could be having dishes and somebody's coming out with food. They both run into each other and stuff goes all over the floor. So the purpose of having that little diamond-shaped window on the door is to make sure that they do not run into each other. So anyway, so the guy that I work with, he told me as he was helping his relative cater the bachelorette party, he was looking out the window which was the window that's on the door of the kitchen. Anyway, as he was looking out of the window from the door to the kitchen, he was seeing all the women that were in the main room. I said, dude, was it like the video I saw? He's like, yeah. And he said the women that were at the bachelorette party were absolutely beautiful women. Beautiful women. So I'm like, really? He said, yeah, they were beautiful. He said, but guess what they were doing at the bachelorette party with all of the male strippers? I said, what were they doing? He said, the women came with their purses. The women came with their purses, and the male strippers put up some blinds in the room. Well, do you know what the reason for the blinds were for the room in the room? The reasons for the blinds was so that the different women that were at the bachelorette party were going in their purses and paying the male strippers to screw around with them. When I mean screw around with them, I mean do the do, okay? Do the hunka-junka, whatever you want to call it. You know, get busy. The women were paying the male strippers to screw around with them. And so the blinds that were put up there was so that a woman that would come to a male stripper, she would go in her purse, pull out some cash after she finds out how much he's worth, pulls out her cash. They'll go around the little blinders that they put up, and back there behind the blinders, that woman that had just paid the male stripper, that male stripper began to screw around with her. I mean, pull her clothes off and start banging, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean, okay? And so the guy that I was working with said, man, he said he's seen woman after woman after woman after woman pay these individual male strippers to take them around the blinds and screw around with them. Take all their clothes off and screw around with them. So anyway, these are the things that you should be taking into consideration. Peace.